What's up, guys? This is the Henshin Hangout. I'm DJ, and I'm here with
Joe
and
Kelly.
And we are covering the after show for Uchu Sentai Kyuranger, which literally translates to the Nine Rangers. We are here with episode 2, titled
Here we go, the BN Thieves.
The BN Thieves, which introduces QU, I guess you say Q Silver and Q Gold. Man,
Balance and Naga.
There you go. Dude, I'm loving the series already, man. These characters are hilarious.
I'm lucky.
You are lucky. You should say the word lucky a lot of times.
I know, maybe I'll just start finding Power Rangers.
You know what I'm saying? Because everyone's so lucky, and it's so lucky we do everything, and it's a lucky. Okay, I'm done.
The lucky show.
It is the lucky show. Joe, thoughts?
I loved it. This is Guardians of the Galaxy meets Power Rangers equals this show.
Absolutely. You know what I love about this series so far is the scale of it. Like, it feels intergalactic. It feels, and I love that they even explain the hierarchy as far as like the main shogun. You have like the lieutenants, the generals, all that stuff.
That pyramid.
The pyramid scheme. Yeah. So you know who the big bad guy is. You know who they're fighting against. So obviously it's a rebellion. It is fighting, and you know it kind of has a Gokaiger feel too because they're outlaws in a sense. They have warrants on their heads. They have bounties on their heads, which brings us to the introduction of Balance and Naga. Man, they're a trip.
They are.
They are kind of a trip.
I love Balance's character.
I like Naga.
Well, I like Balance because he's just so kind of unpredictable.
He is, yeah, for sure.
I like the fact that he's just kind of like,
hey!
He's like that. Let's make a deal. I'll make a deal with the guy.
I feel like their personalities are kind of switched based on appearances.
You think?
Yeah, I
what
feel
sense?
like the robot would more likely be the one
Absent of
trying
emotions.
to, connect with emotions.
Sure.
Versus the person.
But I like that we get Naga's backstory about how his
cool.
planet's like that.
That was cool.
It was cool until I realized even like the explanation of Naga's people, it was like all of
Vulcans?
him.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of that, but it was like all him. Like he was the male, the female, and everyone. Like he was all his people.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, he played every
I
single
realized
part.
Oh, he did?
They
I
all
didn't notice
they all
that.
looked the same. They all dressed in
That's
like
funny.
silver, and they were
Yeah.
all, and it kind of made sense to me in the sense that silver is like close enough to gray, so it is kind of neutral.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
You know, it is kind of neutral, but he played like every single one of his people that look all the same. So I thought that was kind of like, oh, so even the women.
But that's like Vulcans, right?
Close enough, but no, you've had female Vulcans, like actual females.
But I thought they all have similar features.
Yeah, like the ears and
And
yes.
they don't look like one person.
But
right?
this guy actually dressed
Yeah,
up
he
as
was-
all of them.
he-
That's what
they
I'm
all
saying.
literally
That's
look the
hilarious.
same.
So that was kind of funny to me. Oh man,
I like the planet too that they go to.
Yeah.
That Lucky kind of like just randomly finds with a dart.
Planet Jagama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that Planet Jagama. But I don't know, because here's the thing about the Red Rangers this season too. Might not be just this season, but in current seasons of Sentai, they've been really different. Like, let me preface this. You have like Zyuranger, who had like Geki, and he was very much like Jason. He was very confident, very manly, kind of like, we gotta do it because of power, you know what I mean? And now you have somebody like Lucky who's like, oh my god, I'm so lucky, it's gonna be great. I trust him, it's gonna be fine. Then one
That was
second
a
later.
great impression.
Yeah, oh, I don't know about that, man. But yeah, so we have like these versions of Red Rangers, and I would even argue even with Power Rangers, the Red Rangers have been different. So thoughts on that? Like in terms of just, do you feel like the Red Ranger standards is progressing? Do you like the change?
I actually like Lucky a lot.
You do like Lucky.
Because I feel like he's dumb and naive enough to get himself in any situation. And then he kind of realizes that maybe the situation's too big for him.
Sure.
And then he's like, wait, this is going to have to work out my way. If it doesn't work out my way, what's going to happen? But it always works out his way. Like when he's kind of kidnapped, or when they have him in what's his name? Naga. And he's like, he's coming back for us, right? And like, no, he's not. I don't think he's coming back.
But it was like literally like 30 seconds later, he's like, oh no, trust in him, believe in him. And then he's like, actually, it's not happening. How do you feel about Lucky? How do you feel about the Red Ranger style? What do you think about this character though?
So I believe I mentioned it last time, but to me, Lucky is the idea of all Red Rangers, where usually the Red Ranger is the one of all the Rangers to find the location, to defeat this person, because he's the leader. He's usually the leader in all of the seasons. And so I feel like Lucky's an ironic version of the Red Ranger.
Sure. I mean, my whole thing about it is I like parts of Lucky. There's parts of it where I'm like, okay, that complements the message. Like for instance, like when he was talking to Silver Naga, and he's like, "Oh, so what do you want to do?" Or "What is friendship?" Or he's trying to explain friendship.
Yeah.
I do like that whole, "Hey, a friend does this, and you know what? You can put your mind to it. You can do anything." So if you believe, you can achieve type of mentality. I like that. Kind of like there's nothing you can't do if you do it.
Yeah.
So I do like that part, and then it's kind of like dumb stuff like, boom, lucky.
I love that.
Do
think
you?
it's great. I think it's so funny. Because like Kelly said, it's a very ironic,
Sure.
thing.
I mean, compared to like somebody like Brody from Power Rangers, I know we're talking about Sentai right now, where you have somebody like Brody, we were talking about this a little bit, like, we appreciate him, and it has nothing to do with Will, the actor, but it's like, they didn't necessarily establish him as a Red Ranger, as opposed to he's just a guy that escapes, who happens to be dressed in red. So
Yeah, I think that with Brody, see the difference between Brody and Lucky is that Lucky actually has a personality. Not saying that Brody doesn't, but he kind of doesn't. Like
he's
everything.
not that interesting.
Right. He's just because we've already seen, and literally just last season we saw his storyline.
Sure.
And that was told as Tyler's. With Lucky, it's to go from like all these other past Red Rangers to him.
Sure.
Is like I love something that Japan does is that they try to make their Rangers just like different and off the wall.
Oh,
like,
so different.
I'm a huge fan of this series particularly because like not even some of these Rangers are humanoids. They're like straight up aliens.
Different
Or they're
species, different
anamorphic,
creatures.
anthropomorphic, you know what I mean?
Anthropomorphics, yep.
Anthropomorphic, yeah. So I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, I'm always a big fan of like big unifying Rangers. Like that's the reason why I like Kyuranger so much. Not Kyuranger, I'm sorry, Kyuranger so much because it was more international. Like you have somebody like Ramirez who is Caucasian.
I love Ramirez.
And he was Canadian.
Wasn't he Canadian? Yeah.
Yeah, he's Canadian. And you know, everybody else, like for instance, Amy was supposed to be from America. Ian spent time globetrotting, that kind of stuff. I love international stuff or spread out stuff that brings people together. And this show's so smart. Like it's smart even to the opening. And I don't know if you guys noticed this. Like for instance, episode 1, anyone who hasn't gotten their Q Dama or their Q spheres wasn't necessarily completely introduced. Like they were introduced outside of uniform.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Like the ones who are already Q Rangers, they were introduced as the Rangers.
We didn't get the Orange Ranger introduced just yet in
Correct.
the first episode.
That's correct. But even in the theme song, they actually adjusted it because Lucky, before he got his Kyudama, he was just introduced a guy in a spacesuit.
Yeah.
Now the theme song updated the footage. So now he's wearing his QU jacket. He's official. Same thing with Orange.
Was Raptor isn't morphed yet, right?
Raptor is not morphed yet. So with her, they just show her, but they don't. They show like the sphere go past her. But the ones who were established, they show the spheres hang on to their title and introduction of character, which you could tell the title sequence is designed to update as we're revealed more characters.
I
I
love
don't
the
think I
theme song.
noticed that.
Yeah.
That was a very clever point.
And that happens a lot with anime openings, and you know, like you could always tell what season of Dragon Ball Z you're watching because it either has Vegeta and Trunks in it
Yeah.
or it doesn't. But it's the same theme song. So I love updated intros like that. So it's so smart. Like it's so smart.
The theme song is great.
The theme song is everything that's happening in this room.
I love the theme song. It's so good though. You know why? The theme song reminds me of like an anime.
Oh, dude, it gets me excited.
It gets me excited, too.
And that's what I miss about good theme songs. Like theme songs that get you excited set the precedence to how you're gonna enter the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I do like the bounty hunter aspect. I do like the fact that they are outlaws. They're on the run type of thing. I do like the fact that Raptor is the kind of come on, listen to me. I'm trying to teach something here, which
That's
is like
me.
this
That's
one.
That's you.
This is totally
like me.
Raptor. Like if that's what it is. Lucky Raptor. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it.
Now, we did at the very end get a little teaser of the Orange Ranger. Do
We
you
did.
think we will also get the Pink Ranger in the next episode?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
One thing I love that Sentai does is it takes the time to establish.
Hey, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's cool. Oh no, I was gonna say it's like it does take the time. Like Power Rangers have focused episodes. Like Sentai has like character development episodes. Like you really find out. Like for instance, Naga. You find out everything you need to know about Naga in the sense that you're either rooting for him or you kind of understand him a little bit better.
Yeah.
I still don't trust Balance though. But anyway,
He's a punk. He was kind of a punk.
the guy like their commander guy with the long coat.
Yes,
Is that the guy that's gonna be the Purple Ranger? You think?
that is definitely Purple Rain.
Okay.
That's definitely Purple Rain. So he's definitely not like your stoic Doggy Kruger or SPD. I mean, he does even in the introduction, even in the intro sequence, he's kind of flamboyant. I don't know. He kind of seemed flamboyant to me. I don't know. He's definitely not the stoic type. You know what I mean? The stoic type is definitely the Orange Ranger. And this is so cool. I love this kind of stuff. And I love and appreciate the suit acting more in Sentai because, like, for instance, Champ. Champ is in the suit in normal form and Ranger form. So you're able to have the same actor get his little quirks, his strongness.
Really?
Well, like, for instance, Champ is a bull. He's dressed up as a
Oh,
bull.
I thought.
No,
you
I'm
meant,
talking
the
about production.
actual actor.
No. But as far as, like, the actual suited act, like, the production aspect of it, the same actor portraying his civilian form is the same one doing his morph form. So a lot of his, I'm a Taurus, and he throws this stuff up. Like, little details like that. I love it. Like the chameleon, like you were talking
Loved
about.
it. That was one of my favorites. I think it's Hammy, right?
Hemi.
I think
Hammy-chan.
she's one of my favorite characters.
I like her a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I like the what's the dog one? Anyway, the blue furry dog. He had some dope moves when he would like jump down and then go all the way up. Like he was
Pharaoh,
pretty cool moves. Yeah.
very Blanca-like from Street Fighter. No, I love that stuff. And what's really cool is, and this is like little, again, Sentai tropes as far as character, relationship. He trusts Lucky. You could tell he trusts Lucky.
Yeah.
Like as soon as Lucky went off, everyone was like, "Oh, dude, you shouldn't do it." Like, "Oh, dude, you shouldn't do it." He was like, "I believe in you. Take this with you. It'll be fine." Like that's the Blue Ranger in a nutshell. You know what I mean? Just very, very. You could tell once you earned his respect. Not to mention, he fought this kid in the last episode.
Yeah.
Like he fought this kid in the last episode, so you could tell he's honor bound and all about that respect. So I like that a lot. You definitely like Balance is a dude though. That Balance is crazy. Balance is definitely crazy. He's
I just
definitely
like the
conniving.
fact that he was just like, I was always gonna betray him.
Yeah, he was very nonchalant. Now here's a question for you: like, because it's debatable, kinda, but do you feel like he would have came back if it wasn't for his second thought, looking at him dangling, or was it always part of his plan to try to steal everything and maybe go back for Naga?
I think it was his plan to steal everything and then go back for Naga. But then once he saw Naga kind of embrace like having emotion
With Lucky.
he found that like, man, maybe this is bigger than my friendship with him is bigger than just this whatever I'm gonna steal.
Because even Naga, even though he wasn't self-aware of it, he recognized what his definition of friendship is, which is, like Lucky asked him, oh, so it's kind of like, oh yeah, like, so Naga was asking, so what is friendship? And Lucky's like, oh, it's kind of like you and Balance. And he's like, oh, so somebody who makes important decisions for you. He's like, no, that's not, is that what he does? You know what I mean? Kind of like those little lines right there. So Naga becomes self-aware. So that's pretty cool. I really like that a lot. We got civilian powers this season.
I love it.
We got civilian powers this season, and Naga's a
Dude,
beast.
Naga has like one of the best powers.
Dude,
Yeah.
I like the effects too. Like I love the fact that you see like these multiple
Yeah, me
snake
too.
eyes. Like that's sick to me. That's totally.
I
sick to
actually
me.
like his suit a lot, like Naga's actual ranger suit.
You should rock it out. Definitely rock it
I
out.
don't like snakes.
Oh, that's true. And he's definitely
We
this.
can talk about that.
He's definitely the snake constellation. That's funny. But I like. Oh man, I love the themes. I think the fight sequences are really cool. I think Sentai and the production of Sentai continue to elevate the sequences. There's this really cool part where. One of the generals was like shooting arrows, and it was a weird shot, but it was like coming towards the camera, and they were just jumping and bouncing, and you could tell like there was like trampolines.
That was
set up.
actually a super cool scene too.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. So they were escaping, and then they actually escape in their globes, and they fly away. So I
Even
love that.
there was a long shot
Love
too,
that.
where it was almost like this Matrix-esque like long shot, where like
That's
they
the
were
one.
running, yeah, their fire was coming
Yes,
out, and
that's the
I was
one.
like, man, what a cool shot.
I love that shot. Like to me, that's the production difference between it. And I give Power Rangers credit for shooting a lot more original footage.
Yeah.
But when Sentai does it, man, it's a
Well, like Kelly said
beautiful
last
thing.
week, it is
Beautiful.
more, I feel like this is very much cinematic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
and even the stories are even more complex than Power Rangers.
Yeah, no,
Like
absolutely.
this is a lesson technically about friendship, but it's also more so a lesson about like, because listen, when's the last time we had a Power Ranger that was a complete dick, like Balance?
Power
was?
Ranger.
Like-
Ranger,
like
a
to
Ranger,
that
a
style?
Ranger, period.
Like Eric, maybe.
Eric was pretty douchey. Eric was kind of douchey, though.
I can't think of like very many others.
Ziggy, I feel like, is the closest one in the sense, but even Ziggy was a nice guy.
But
But,
Ziggy-
he was a mafia kind of like, I need to do what I need to do to survive. Dylan was kind of dickish.
But Dylan was more of like Dylan is gonna be like, I bet you Orange is gonna be like Dylan.
For sure. Yeah, loner, brooding. And that's the thing, too. Even with the we haven't seen them, but even in the introduction, you could tell by their poses. And that's what I love about Sentai, man. You could tell by their poses alone what they're about.
Yeah.
You could tell what they're about, man. I just love everything about it. I mean, the constellations, I still think Lucky is very lucky. I don't know. Lucky is very lucky.
I think Lucky is awesome. I think if he learns like how to be a leader or how to like grow up in that and with all these people, he could be. You could if you see a character change in Lucky, I think he would be my favorite. Obviously,
Sure.
May I interject with Lucky over here?
Please.
I like Lucky, and I do like how I think he's kind of like an ironic version of the Red Ranger.
Sure.
But
Almost
I do
satire.
think that his persona will get old fast.
Oh,
like
I agree.
The chef, he always has like some cooking reference, but it's something different every time. Lucky literally says, "I'm lucky," like 6 times every episode.
it's not getting old now.
So
like,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that his character will develop, maybe kind of not repeat "I'm lucky" all the time.
We know that's not going to happen, but maybe balance it a little bit, where it's not as annoying.
is it not going to
Yes.
happen?
You think that he's going to continue being this character where like, "I'm lucky, throw a dart, I'm lucky, do this, I'm lucky."
I mean, it feels like his character's like probability control. Like he can, you know,
Probability control.
kind of.
No,
like,
that's a smart way to say it. I never thought about it.
It's
that way.
kind of like one of those, or what Long Shot in the X-Men, where he does like he can throw a knife and it's gonna land where he wants it to land because that's his mutant power.
Yeah, it's like the odds. In
Right. So you know, with that being said, obviously we know that Naga has a power. Maybe is that Lucky's power that he's just the probability control?
Yeah, it's really interesting. So we have Champ. We assume he's just a strong guy. We have the Wolf guy, who's again I hate that I can't remember the name right now.
is it Garu?
Garu.
Garu, yeah.
Thank
It
you
was.
so much.
I peeked at the comment.
That's okay. We still got it because that was going to bother me. No, Garu, he's such a cool character not to know his name, too. So, he's obviously a beast man. We have Balance, who can control other robots. That's kind of dope. So he's like a hacker.
That's super
That's
cool.
cool.
That's
actually.
dope to me. And obviously,
I like
Hammy can camouflage, like the
I
chameleon.
love her.
Hammy
Her
is so
morph.
sick.
She has the Phantom Ranger ability.
She does have the Phantom Ranger ability. So, female Hammy. Or female,
Tommy also had that ability.
Female Phantom. Oh, from Dino Thunder. Yeah, when he became a professor, because that made sense. So the other thing I want to talk about too is the constellations in like the Zords. I know you're not a Zord guy.
No, but I love these.
Dude.
But I love these because they're like their own individual spaceships.
Yes.
Like I like the fact that these globes are like,
They're cockpits.
Yeah, they're cockpits, and I think that's pretty cool. Like I also like when they come together, like you can still see them individually. They don't come into like one thing.
And it actually feels like something they're controlling. Like, dude, you know what it is? Like, for instance, Zhu Oger, which was the Minecraft block sequence, and you've seen that. It's like very basic. The toys aren't exactly the most, oh, wow, but I'm sure little kids will like it. And the fact is, we have adult version of our brains, and then there's like kid version of our brains. Kids like gimmicks, and that's fine. Kids like cheese. But this mech is one of the first ones I've seen in a long time where if I had it up, and I'm a collector, these two know it. If I had that up, I'd be proud of that. If I had something like Zhu Oger up, it'd be a head scratcher. It'd be like, what are you even doing with that? If I had Ninja up with the high chair Zord, another head scratcher. What's going on over there? You know what I'm saying?
Our producer. Snoring.
We literally have background ambience going on.
It's to put all you guys at ease at home. Didn't quite
We-
work out.
Hey, if it was heavier, it would have worked. But in any case, no, I love the constellations. Actually, let's talk about the when Balance and Naga morphed. Dude, I love their Q suits, like their Kyuranger suits.
So do I. I'm not the biggest fan of Balance's helmet though.
But here's the reason why I like Balance's suit though, because you actually see the spokes and the actual like nuts and bolts.
That is cool.
Yeah.
In his Ranger suit. So super unique suits. So not copy and paste and only the helmets are different. These are cool suits to me. Like Naga's is straightforward. I mean Naga's
I
pose.
love Naga's.
Naga's pose is just this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's so cool to me. I also think it was smart with the weapons and the way they introduced the weapons. Like Lucky was trying to show him like, okay, you just do this, and then you do this, and then you do this,
yeah.
and he's like, okay, and then Bounce was like, screw that. It's a crossbow now. And then freaking Naga over there's like, no, it's like a lance or a spear for me. So that's such a smart way to
Yeah.
introduce these toys. And I love
Those
it.
are gonna go far in fucking Power Rangers.
What's that?
Those toys.
Those
They're-
toys?
People are gonna love them.
Oh, dude, I love them. I love
They're
them.
so cool. Like
Now, I have a question actually about the Zord.
Shoot.
There was that one scene where they're in the it was water, right? Didn't they have like legs or something like that? Do you
Zords?
remember what I'm talking about?
Oh, wait. So when it came out, yeah, the Zords had legs.
Yeah, they had legs.
The silver and gold Zords, yeah, they have.
Okay.
They're the only ones that have legs so far.
Okay.
And what's cool is like if you actually play with the toys, like one of these days I'll just bring them in.
do you have that?
I have them. I'm gonna get them like this week. But I was over at Bruno's at MMPR Toys, so shout out to Bruno from MMPR Toys. He always has everything, good toy reviews. What's cool about this toy is like literally everything is exchangeable. Everything is
Please
exchangeable.
bring it in.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. Like I'm legit like
Are
impressed.
the little Rangers in there? Like in the globes?
You know what's funny?
Are they in there?
I'm gonna answer this question. That one did not, but they actually do sell ones with the little Rangers.
That's
I
cool.
want one.
They actually do sell one with the little Rangers, which is like very much like the Thunder Megazord. With
Yeah,
the
that's
little
super
the
cool.
little figures you can put in,
really
and
want
you
one.
kind of take them out and in. So the regular ones don't come with it, but there's the set
They
that
have
does.
a set that comes.
Dude, that's so
can
cool.
you put that set together?
You can put them in the spheres where
You
they're
can put them
supposed
in the spheres, but do they connect in any way?
They connect to their Zords.
Okay.
And that's the gimmick. That's actually the gimmick of the season.
But they don't make like the Megazord or anything. We haven't seen a Megazord for this season yet.
Really?
right?
No, that's the
Oh, we
that's the
have?
one with the different
Oh, we
spheres.
did. We saw it in this episode.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think
So-
we saw in the first episode too.
Yeah, you do see it in the first episode.
We did see it in the first episode.
Yeah, but I
Finish them
think
up.
it's like it's so quick
It's
though.
fast.
Okay.
It's not.
It's
like,
really fast.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, because the gimmick is spheres interchanging, like
Yeah.
it goes to the Morpher, it goes to the robots, and the robots can't combine to the Megazord. So the spheres are always there no matter what.
Now, is it weird that they can create their Megazord without all of the Power Rangers?
Well, technically,
I always find that weird.
Because that wasn't like it in Mighty Morphin, right?
well, here's the thing. In this season, or with Kyuranger at least, sorry, I'm burping. With this, they do have 5 to start off the bat. You know, they have the 3, and then you find Garu and Lucky in the same episode.
Yeah.
So you were able to get the core 5 in the first episode. So technically,
All you need is 5 to build a Zord? Is that like a thing?
well, it depends on the
Megazords,
season.
sorry.
Well, it depends on the season. I mean, there's Megazords that only need 3 Zords.
Yeah.
And then the normal ones that we
But wait,
know.
I have a question.
Okay.
So they're all interchangeable, the Zords.
Yes. Well, at least the toys are. Yes.
So if like, how do I say this? Like, if you take off one piece and let's say like they're 2 legs,
Yes.
but another 2 pieces can fill in for legs and arms.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Dude, it's really cool. Like the kid in me, and even the adult in me, I'm like, man, this is a smart gimmick. Like, you know, the blocks I wasn't a fan of. Ninja was whatever. Even the Ninjas, like the whole Shuriken thing, I think that was boring, dude. Like the actual Shuriken gimmick was kind of boring to me.
So they can. So it doesn't matter which 5 are together. They can just make it with any of the 5.
It's designed to mix and match, and it's
Wow, that's
beautiful.
crazy.
Like it's beautiful. The gold and silver right now are the coolest because
Yeah.
they do become humanoid Zords, like you said.
Okay.
They become humanoid Zords, but they can also turn into arms and legs.
I thought that was pretty crazy.
So that's dope. So to answer your question,
I need to see this thing in person.
so we do have the 5 so
I
far.
see this thing in person too.
The 5 so far that makes a Megazord, but
Okay.
so far every single person's there.
I still feel like, personally, I would want it to be like a team before they could do that.
All
I
9?
feel like all the Rangers need to be together before
All
creating
of them
a
though?
Yeah, but all 9.
Megazord?
Nine's
But
all
it's
fine.
like a Megazord.
Yeah, but
You only need
need
5 to make it.
Yeah, I think it should be all of them.
Yeah, but
the whole team.
But that's the reason why you have like the
9
externals.
Megazords?
That's why you have more.
Well, okay, so this
It's
season,
toy sales.
this season has a lot of people, but other seasons where there were only 5, yeah, that makes sense. But I feel like
Do you think we'll
The
get an
whole
add-on
team.
for a Super Zord with all of them?
Well, Sentai doesn't do super. Oh, like in a whole combination type of thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised because right now we are getting images of other colors. You know what I mean?
Like Sky Blue and
like
Purple.
Sky Blue.
Sky Blue, is that the one I saw on the motorcycle?
Maybe,
Was that a different Sky Blue?
No, I think that was it.
maybe. Okay.
No,
That was a different Sky Blue?
that was Tori from Ninja Storm.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. My fault.
Okay.
My fault. But there is a Sky Blue Ranger.
But he's like a kid, right?
It looks like it.
I
We don't-
couldn't tell the toy version.
Well, what it shows him kind of go from here to here, so it does look like he can grow.
That's interesting.
So they're bringing that gimmick back, but the cool thing is they're bringing back so many things from other seasons that we
Yeah.
recognize: anthropomorphic, species, aliens,
like that a lot.
robots, and this time it's robots. I mean, not to be confused from like iMac from Overdrive for
No,
your
like
car.
actual robots.
Actual robots and
Robots.
androids, robots, actual robots and androids. And once they're in Zord mode, constellations galore. Constellations, their attacks are constellations, their backgrounds constellations.
I like
Like,
that.
dude, I love it. Like, I'm excited. And then obviously, like you mentioned before, we do get the sneak peek into the Orange Ranger, who
Yep.
already has his fear.
He looks cool.
He's the mysterious type. I mean,
Yeah.
Joe tends not to be a fan of like the whole lone wolf thing.
I'm not the fan of
I
like,
like
those
lone wolves.
archetypes because I feel like they're too tropey. Like every team needs one. Every team needs no. You don't need a wolf.
Yeah, but every team has like the confident one. But every team has like the positive one and the intelligent.
Guess what?
one.
Tom Brady won like 5 Super Bowls and he doesn't have any of those archetypes.
Nobody was talking about Tom Brady.
But it's a team. It's a successful team.
Don't
Nobody
bring-
was
don't
talking about
bring
Tom Brady.
Sports into this.
Nobody was talking about Tom Brady with Rangers and Sentai.
Like, I just don't feel that, like, I get it. Like, oh, you're brooding and you're mysterious. Oh, I don't care. I like the fun dudes. Like, I like the guys who are saying, cool.
Which is funny because I'm like the brooding, like lone wolf now. Actually, I make a joke about this all the time. It's like I don't make friends. I get adopted by people who are like more interesting. That's what he did. He like adopted me.
I'm outspoken. I'm very, hey, we're doing a thing. Recruited everybody in this room.
Facts. So in any case, 1 through 5, Hugh Spheres or Hugh Damas. What would you rate this episode?
I would give it a.
Are you making a paper airplane out of
I
your
am
notes?
making a paper. I'm really tired. I
This poor,
apologize,
this
guys.
poor little one is legit trying to
I
say
apologize. I am trying to.
She
stay
is
awake.
legit trying to stay
I'm doing my
awake.
best, but I believe I would give this
You have to do that, right?
4.
Solid 4? Why?
Solid 4. I really like Naga a lot.
You're a fan of the
I'm a big fan of Naga. I don't know if it's just because it's like a Star Trek relation kind of thing.
Sure.
Star Trek relation.
Well, Naga's the emotionless one, right?
Oh yeah, oh, like Data.
Like he
Like,
has
Vulcan.
and
Right,
Vulcan, and he has his own type of people, which makes sense to me.
I got it.
Okay.
I get it now. You
So I'm
meant
digging it. I'm digging that.
4.5 all
Why?
the way. 4.5.
Why?
So far, this is like she said. Naga's super interesting. Balances them out.
Sure.
And balances out their relationship. You also have.
That's a great point. I didn't even notice that he did balance them out.
You're gonna have to read
You know you
those.
have to
I
read
know,
those,
I
right?
still need that.
We also. I like the fact that like I feel like I would be like Lucky because I do play darts and I would just I'm pretty good at darts.
You hit the cord.
Yeah, not that easy.
So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I am not gonna make you paper airplanes though. What do you give it,
You
DJ?
went right to the.
That's not my fault. That's structural
I
issues.
know.
I give it-
Make
hey.
your own airplane,
Hey, I thought it was solid.
and then I'll throw it and complain
I was
about
solid.
it.
I was going back to like factory default. Okay, it didn't work. I give this a solid like 4.5. I like this episode a lot. We're going to different planets. I like the introduction to the weapons. I think
Yeah.
that's cool for the toys.
I agree.
And the thing is, I said this once, I'll say it again. I think Sentai is really good about making me want it because it's cool, not because it's being shoved in my face because, oh, toys, toys, toys. I want to put those spheres in the changer.
They
I
sound really
want
clever,
to
the
put
ones
those
that-
things together.
You know
I
what
want
else
to
was
put them in different modes.
Something else that was cool this episode is that I knew that we were going to see the Gold and the Silver Ranger. No question about it.
Yeah, obviously.
But the 2 characters that they gave me was like, this is awesome. I learned more about these 2 characters in the like 22 minutes or half an hour that I watched this than sometimes on a Power Ranger.
A whole season of Power
that you
Rangers.
can then you find
Yeah.
out on a whole like. No offense to some of the stuff, but like Power
She's
Rangers,
improving her model.
Super Mega Force. Like I felt like those characters weren't fleshed out at all.
No, not at all. I mean, obviously, we go back to Dino Charge, where like Miss Kendall and Claire,
Right.
no backstory.
Right, and
Keeper, no
The
backstory.
thing is, I'm getting more with these guys in one episode, which is crazy to me.
So you're loving the Sentai.
I love it.
You're
I
loving
think
the Sentai.
right now it's better than Ninja Steel. Yes.
Love it. And they're so different. They're so different, but I'm a big
Try
fan.
that one.
Anyways, for everybody at home, let us know what you thought about today's episode, episode 2. Leave them in the comments below. We would love to hear what you think, and we will read them back. So, in the retro,
Just like we're doing with my paper airplane.
you're still
I know you're curving it.
I'm not curving crap. So in any case, we usually
Let
do
me try.
a retro or a Ranger wrap-up list, 1 through 5 list. You know what? We're just gonna pick out our favorite Sentai moment. Watch it. Yeah.
At least that one didn't curve.
Ernie, Beneki, don't undo it.
I'm gonna make you a good one.
You're messing.
We're
I
gonna
still
need
need
that.
those though.
We still need it. Don't rip it. He's got customizing it. Anyway, since we usually have a Ranger list, we're gonna pick our favorite Sentai moments. So that's very specific to Sentai. So Kelly, what is your Sentai moment from this episode?
I like the Zords having the legs.
I like.
I like those
I
Zords.
like the Zords. They're good to me.
The
Yes.
swords are good.
Very nice.
I like the swords.
They so good. I like it so
You're
much.
making fun of me all
No,
the
I'm
time.
everybody.
It's just like you're so sleepy.
I like the 2 characters, Balance and Naga. I thought
Yeah,
those
I
were
really like Naga.
super cool. Naga's
Ernie.
great.
Ernie, hurry up.
I like the fact that they, like I said, they do balance each other out, and they're just a lot of fun. And they complement like Lucky well.
I think your aim is just terrible.
I'm trying not to hit stuff. Ouch.
I thought you were trying to hit JD.
I'm trying not to hit stuff either.
There's
I hit
not, much,
that-
there's not much in the way.
Yeah, you're right.
There's not much.
You know, it's just you, the cord, that fan.
Oh!
That was good.
That was good.
But he's standing up too.
I still need that. Can you get that for me?
Can we get that? Retrieve.
We still need to read
Thank you,
comments.
sir. And what was your Sentai moment, sir?
Naga.
He got him.
Naga's my Sentai moment. All of Naga.
All of Naga?
And when he made when he used his special power.
Sure. Mine has to be the suit fights with the introduction of the weapons and stuff like that. I just think it's really smart.
And you love that stuff.
I do like that stuff because I'm either a fan of it and I'm about it, or I'm not and I'm about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like those spheres. I want to put those spheres on my table and be like, hey, I got them. I'm the chosen one.
Yep.
So, anyways, let us know what you rate this episode. Now, we're going to get to your questions and comments from the last episode, and we're going to start with Kelly.
All right, give me 1 moment.
We're not going to start with Kelly. We're going to start with
I'm
Joe.
ready. First comment, Jalen Glover.
What up, Jalen Glover?
What up, Jalen?
I was waiting for you to finish. I'm starting to like this season so far. I love space theme stuff, so I hope this series does justice. I've already seen episode 1 and 2, and they look good. I'm going to like this after show a lot.
Thank you so much,
you.
Jalen.
He already
you.
loves it. Am I next?
Go for it.
Shane Kilpert. I started noticing Sentai during Bokenger.
What up, Shane?
What up, Shane? Welcome to the show.
Oh, that was it?
Yep.
Dang. All right, so we have a comment from Blackwing2040.
Who's that?
Hashtag B-Dub in the house.
Hashtag he hates the Bay one, huh?
Hashtag Blackwing is not Bay. My first intro to Sentai was the episode from Dino Thunder, Lost in Translation. Remember that episode?
Yep.
Yep, it was a good.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah. I thought it was just a parody of Power Rangers, so I did some research as I got older. I realized that where Power Rangers came from, mostly when I saw the Legend War and the Gokaiger footage, I was immediately hooked. I love the Sentai seasons. Some are very unique from Power Rangers, but Kyuranger is freaking awesome! First Sentai space theme, and I love it. Thank you, Blackwing.
Thank you. Oh, I'm next. That was so quick. Next one, Edward Sanchez Production.
Hashtag
Edward Sanchez approved.
I am
It's so
very
soft.
excited for the rest of the season of Uchu Sentai Kyuranger.
Beautiful. Nice.
James Payton says Kyuranger was my first influence for Sentai,
Okay.
but Shinkinger is my actual starting Sentai.
Shinkinger, or Joe's favorite Power Ranger adapted season, Samurai.
It's the worst.
It's pretty great. We have a comment from Brian C. He says, Gokaiger got me into Super Sentai as well. I saw Zyuranger before that, but I really didn't like it. Interesting. A lot of people like Zyuranger, which is the Mighty Morphin equivalent. So, interesting. Everyone has a taste. But Gokaiger really did it for me. I'm currently watching Danger, and I'm loving it. Super Sentai is pretty much what the Beatles used to be. The actors are a lot more prideful and dedicated because of that. Also glad to see some Lucky love. He gets way too much hate. We like Lucky. We like Lucky a lot. We just wish he just wouldn't be so...
I wish he would stop using the word lucky.
We wish he had a bigger
You
vocabulary.
know, maybe probability. Maybe use,
Fortunate.
yeah.
Or blessed. Hashtag blessed. You know.
It's okay, Javier. You can make noise.
Next comment is from Abigail Parker, and thank you. She's the one who commented about Garu, and that's where we remembered her name.
Thank you,
Abigail
Abigail
Parker.
Parker.
You're awesome.
Hashtag Abigail's amazing.
As Kelly, this was the first time I watched a Sentai episode.
What?
Although I always knew Sentai was out there somewhere, I never watched it. Pretty much because of the fact I still have to catch up with a lot of Power Ranger stuff, and I wanted to finish that first. Well, so much for that, but you guys just got me into it, and I loved it. I guess I will continue watching Kyuranger, and maybe when finished with Power Ranger stuff, continue with other Sentai stuff. In this episode, I liked Lucky the most. His attitude is great. And is it just me, or does Garu's hair look like an emo haircut?
It does.
He has a
haircut.
swoop. He does have a
Do you
swoop.
even know what an emo is, or is that a German thing,
Oh,
Sally
no,
Face?
it's total American.
Oh,
We have it.
It's a high school thing for us.
It is very, it's a hype.
It's a musical
It's a
thing.
high school
I
thing.
shouldn't say that.
It's a musical
It
I
is.
thing.
shouldn't say
JD
that.
loves.
I'm not wrong.
Looking forward to the
Like
next
Shady
episode
Claus.
and the next Henshin Hangout, Smiley Face. Awesome work as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abigail Parker.
Ishua Farley says, I first stumbled upon Sentai when I was a Power Ranger. I was going through the transfer from Disney to Nick.
Fairly?
Fairly. What did I say? Farley?
Farley.
Fairly. Disney to Nick when it didn't come out for a year. But I didn't watch it until Kyuranger. Excuse my spelling, LOL.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went back and watched Go Buster. Another
Go
thing
Buster.
they do better is when they do 10 years later, like they did with Deca Ranger, or Hurricaneger.
So let me touch on that real quick. So are you guys familiar with the 10 years later?
I'm familiar with the 100 years later from Kyurangers, but I am familiar with 10 years later.
Which is the same thing. So basically, the years later is considered an after-season special. So they pick a year. It has normally been 100 years. Well, actually, I shouldn't say typically. It's been 10 years for Kyuranger, not Kyuranger. Kyurangers, the Dino Charge version. Kyurangers, they did do 100 years later, but typically it is an after season. What would happen 10 years later? And it actually does follow the actual literal timeline, not just because it's 10 years after the fact. Like literally, most of the time the actors are 10 years older,
so
et cetera, et cetera.
Kyuranger, did they have different color suits? Because some of them did, right?
In the 100 years later, it was the storyline was they had ancestors that had different colors. And spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, the reason why is because they didn't feel right with those colors, and then they went back to their ancestor colors. Like, for instance, the Red Ranger's ancestor had like a navy blue, but he felt better with red, and then come to find out.
But I mean, do they have actual different suits though?
No, they're the same.
Because I don't remember a navy blue, like, Kyurangers.
That's like the only one that's different though.
Okay.
I mean, you know what it was? It was the good version of Death Rouger.
Okay.
But it was basically Death Rouger, just without the red.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all it is. Rita?
Yeah.
Cool. So I have a comment from Apollo Thunderflame. What up, Apollo Thunderflame?
Thunderflame.
Looking forward to next week with Balance and Naga's Bizarre Adventure. You got it. It was definitely bizarre, and they had an adventure. Thanks, Apollo.
Chris Perez.
What up, Chris?
What up, Chris?
Oh man, I can't believe I missed this. Well, I'll make sure to be here for episode 2 review. Also, I'm still waiting for the address to send you guys some goodies from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico!
Ron.
Joe, tell them where they can send us stuff.
You can email us at ths@thathashtagshow.com, but we will be sending your email back very soon.
And
as you can see, if our camera can turn around, that's what our producer is doing. But we can't turn the camera around.
Oh,
And on that note,
It's amazing.
hashtag Kelly Isbay. Thank you so much. You are so kind as always. Stay the change, star change, stupid superstar, she red. All in caps.
stupid star.
Stupid star, superstar.
Superstar.
She change.
She
She
changed.
red.
Save the change.
I
Sorry,
like the
look,
video
giant.
game aspect of that too.
Yeah. Oh, the joystick?
It sounds very much like a video game too, like
Yeah, like
even
that.
when that's changing.
Digging it.
Oh, Daniel Romano. I liked it. I thought it was a great first episode. I didn't start getting into Sentai till Alba Ranger.
Abarenja.
That was the first season I watched fully.
That's a good
Then
season.
Jew Ranger, then Die Ranger. The list goes on and on. I do think America is starting to take more pride in its PR, though. James Rolfe, I don't know if I spelled that right, review of Power Rangers, and if the movie is a success, I think it will become more celebrated tradition like it is in Japan.
Cool.
I would like it if it would be as successful as Star Wars. And that's been around for 40 years. So here's hoping. And I do hope we get Kyuranger here. Oh, sorry. Kyuranger here. Kyuranger. What am I talking about? I apologize for the longness, by the way. That's my fault. I didn't sleep much either.
Oh, good.
We're quite tired over here.
Well, I'm probably not as tired as these two. I have a comment from Disney Magic 92. What up?
Damn, dog. Disney Magic 92. What's up, man?
Man, Magic says 92. I love hearing that Gokaiger was what got DJ into Sentai because it was the same for me. Dude, Gokaiger is so good. Kelly, highly recommend you do
I
that
have
next.
to check it out.
You're not doing
Go
that?
Kaiser?
Yes, it's really, really good.
I think you should watch Ginga Man.
I think you should watch Gokaiger. And since it was an anniversary series with all these returning people, I chose to watch as many older Sentais as I could before watching Gokaiger. Wow, dedication, man. Good for you.
Dedication.
Considering, talk about this guy and how much he had to watch Power Rangers before.
Yeah, I was never supposed to be on this show.
Well, considering a series run a whole year, it gave me plenty of time to knock out other seasons too. Been watching ever since. Thank you very much, Disney Magic.
Thank you very much, Disney Magic.
My turn. Cyril Moore.
What up, Cyril?
Can't wait for the Power Rangers movie to come out.
Agreed.
Agreed.
And we also have some similarities with the movie Megazord. We haven't got official cockpit footage of the movie Megazord from Lionsgate,
Yeah.
but it does seem to share some similarities to the Kyurangers with the individual cockpits in the different sections. Dude, I love that so much because it does feel like a robot.
Yeah.
Like it does.
A robot? Yeah, it does.
It does feel like a robot, but that's the one thing you like because it feels like there's a purpose for each cockpit.
Yeah, I mean, and it feels like there's a purpose for each sword as well.
There you go.
Tom Craven.
What up, Tom? Craven
This
of
was
Rangers.
fantastic. Glad to see Kelly branching out and trying something new like Sentai. Aside from the repetitive Lucky puns, the premiere episode didn't give you all the needless exposition. Episode 2 was great. Gold and Silver gave me a feeling like the Thunder Rangers did, separate entity, but still a part of the big picture. I do hope we eventually get some backstory on Black, Green, and Yellow, but so far I'm hooked. Hashtag Craven is Rangers. Hashtag Craven is Sentai.
Hashtag Craven you, Craven. So I have a comment from, hey, what? Leave me alone. I have a comment from Yasin Bohan. What up, Yasin? Just to clarify, Kiss Asian doesn't actually sub anything. They just upload subs done by fan subgroups. Yes, that is correct. But if you wanted to find them, you can find them on Kiss Asian. If you Google it, it will pop up.
It's not a porn site.
It is not as bad as it sounds. The problem with that site is they put ads all over. So they're basically profiting off the fan subs that are being done for free. I suggest going to the actual fan sub pages and getting them from there.
I didn't even know there were such things.
Yeah, Overtime, TV Nihao, they're around, but you know, do your work, do your diligence. I feel you. Overtime has a quick turnaround while also providing good subs. That being said, the Henshin Hangout episode was great. Thank you very much for that.
Very much.
I'm glad you guys are watching Sentai. The first episode of Kyuranger was okay. What brought it down for me was Lucky. Sad face.
Oh man, we have. You know what we can do on these things? We can do polls now. On did you guys know this? We can do polls on YouTube.
Oh.
Do a lucky poll.
We should do a Lucky poll. Did you like Lucky or did you not like Lucky?
Yeah.
Please vote in the poll. It'll be in your top. It'll be in one of these corners. Just vote.
So vote up for you feel lucky from Lucky or you feel unlucky from Lucky. That being said,
Everybody's just trying to get lucky. I wish they would play that song from Pharrell.
terrible. I kind of hate his character all around. Episode 2 is much better despite Lucky in the house.
Mikey Perez. Gokaiger got me in Sentai, but the first experience I had with the crossover episode with Dino Thunder. I'm loving this season. I give this episode a 5.
Out of 7.
5 out of 5.
Out of 5?
5 out of 9 out for 9 Kyurangers.
Hirisi Japan Boy.
Hirsi Japan Boy.
Episode 1 of Kyuranger was kind of rushed, but not in a bad way.
You think so?
Each character, no, I don't think so. Each character had their own screen time, which was great. I loved every character except Lucky because his character was not that believable, and his Yosha Lucky.
Oh, so lucky.
I think the show kind of explained what happened to Orion after the finale of Super Mega Force. He left Earth to space to his homeland, but even though the Armada was destroyed, he wants to create something and to defend the space universe. He built a spaceship and named after himself, Orion, and created a robot, Raptor 283, to pilot the spaceship. So that pretty much explains what Orion did after Super Mega Force. This is the tie-in to Power Rangers Super Mega Force.
Give that backstory, huh?
Get that backstory though.
So-
Fanfic though.
That fanfic down. I got a comment from Super Samurai 1. Say it.
Super Samurai 1.
Spada stole the show from me. I can't wait for this focus episode because of the black, yellow. Hey! Keep it down! Thank you. My favorite color, and in turn, his suit looks the best for me. I really like how unique his helmet is, with his visor protrudes outwards like that. I even like his hand movements and cooking analogies. And out of Hammy, Champ, and himself, do it. Close enough. He felt like the leader. He felt like the leader of them, or at least out in the battlefield, while Raptor was up in the Orion watching over everybody. Hammy seemed to look to Sparta a little bit for answers and guidance, and he kept, or at least tried to keep everyone from fighting and being mad at each other, which is totally what I would be doing. So that is me. Or like how when Lucky, I love these long sentences. Lucky and Garu were fighting on the beach. He could tell that it was at the point where they needed to work it out between each other, which is leader-like to me, even though he's not the traditional leader, but has those qualities. And the mentor, there's no periods in this thing, okay. And then Lucky will probably end up being more of the traditional leader later on. Oh, seriously, there's like no periods in
There's
this
no
thing.
period.
And I'm sorry.
There's a comma.
There are commas, there are no periods, there's no stop. and also be loving all the characters too. But if anything, if it feels like we at least got Champ in the 2 episodes, but episode 3 looks to be focusing more on him as well as Stinger. So Kyuranger is doing amazing so far. My challenge to you, Super Samurai. Let's put the periods in your... I'm totally kidding, man. Thank you very much, Super Samurai. I appreciate it. So he's saying that Sparta seemed more like the leader type, the cook. Would you agree to that?
No, I don't think anybody... I feel if anyone seemed like the leader type, I felt like it was Champ.
I think it's Raptor.
I think
everybody has a different opinion. I mean,
Sure. I don't think it's Lucky. I think Lucky is definitely the most ambitious.
I think Lucky's going to grow into it, though, because I feel like when he wants to do something, nobody's really going to stop him on that team.
Sure. I don't disagree. I do like, I mean, it was kind of lame, but at the same time, I liked it. Like, for instance, when he hit the wall and then all the bad guys were behind it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you would think, the normal reaction would have been like, oh, crap.
He's like, yes!
He's like, now we got some bad guys to kick. And you're just like, you know what? That is a good way to look at things. Half glass full. You can't be mad at that.
He is that guy.
He is glass half full, for sure. I feel like Sparta is more of the level-headed heart of the team, where he's just like, no, let them fight. Let them fight. They're good. They need this. Should I read this last comment?
Mm-hmm. Sparta's the one with the jacket, right?
Sparta's the cook.
Oh, the cook.
The cook. Andrew Suarez. In the Ninja, I think there's a throwaway line for the Zords, as far as why the Zords are random motifs, and it's because the grandpa tells Red and White's dad that he made the Zords based on their personalities or something like that. I could be wrong. For Kyuranger, the first episode seemed like 2 episodes crammed into 1, but it works. I totally agree. It was a great first episode. The theme song sounds very anime, but it's still cool. It's good that not all 9 Rangers are together at once. I love how the side weapon have different modes for all the Rangers, which is something we saw today's episode, so I agree. And I hope we see also combining all the globes. So I'm assuming it says, I hope we see an also combination of all the globes somehow, or combining all the globes somehow. My only 3 dislikes are Red using his catchphrase, the ending theme. We like the ending theme. We like the dance that go with the ending theme. And the dance, it doesn't look creative like other Sentai ending theme dances. I gotta disagree. Any ending that has this going on is a winner. So that does it for your questions and comments for episode 1. Definitely leave us more questions and comments for episode 2. Give us anything that you want us to talk about. Talk about Sentai. Once again, without Super Sentai, there would be no Power Rangers. Joe, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me here on More for Mondays, also on the newsfeed.
Yeah.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at that hashtag Joe, THAT. What did I just say? THATTAGJOE. You can also find me under Joe Deckelmeyer on Facebook.
That's the man.
Give me a like.
How about you, Miss Kelly?
You can find me on all social media as Cranky Cupcakes with a Z at the end. And you can find me on Saturdays here with the guys doing Power Rangers and also doing Super Saiyan Saturday. So if you like Dragon Ball, I highly recommend you check it out. Also on Tuesdays, I give you the video game news on Achievement Unlocked. And on Thursdays, I bring you Rapid Fire Supercharged K. If you are an anime fan, you don't want to miss it.
Absolutely.
DJ, where can everyone find you?
Well, you can find me with these awesome people doing the Ranger wrap-ups. Tune in live stream at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time for us. You can also find me, like she said, on the Dragon Ball Super After Show called Super Saiyan Saturdays with myself, Kelly, and usually Ernie. You can also find me doing 5 for 5s, which is mini reviews randomly popping up. As far as handles, you can find me at dj.2.rivers on Instagram. And if you follow this amazing guy, you probably see me tagged in some of his stuff. So that does it for us for the Henshin Hangout. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything trending in geek pop culture.